Hi folks, and welcome back to Travels with Paddles. My name's James, and today we are at Hurst Spit to paddle to the Needles.
Here's a map of the route, and total distance was 13.5 miles. I must say that I'm delighted to be sharing the footage of this paddle with you. I've paddled across to the Isle of Wight a number of times, but a trip specifically to the Needles has been on my bucket list for ages. So when Hannah and I saw the trip advertised on the Portsmouth Canoe Club members' calendar, we knew we had to sign up for this one. We're setting off here from just west of Keyhaven, where Danes Stream meets Mount Lake, basically where Hurst Spit joins the mainland. A few words of caution here though. Mount Lake dries up as the tide goes out, making it rather difficult to paddle. This is just one of the factors that means you'll need a solid trip plan before you even set out. Even more importantly though, the tidal streams in this part of the Solent, particularly around the end of Hurst Spit, can be very strong. This really is a paddle for experienced kayakers only. Speaking of which, here is Hurst Castle. The trip leaders have obviously done an excellent job with the plan, as at present the tidal flow is minimal. Essentially, to be as safe as possible, you need to run the trip on a day with a small, neap tidal range. This means the flow rates will be at their slowest. Having crossed the Solent, we get our first proper glimpse of the Needles. These holes in the cliff face are actually gun ports. They were dug out as part of the Needles Old Battery in the late 1800s to help protect Alum Bay from French invasion. We're right at the Needles now and approaching the Needles Lighthouse. The current lighthouse was first lit on the 1st of January 1859. The tower is made of granite blocks rested on a platform of chalk. A bit of trivia, in 2010 an underpinning project had to go ahead to strengthen the chalk platform on which the lighthouse was sitting due to erosion. We're now paddling along the southern side of the Needles towards Scratchell's Bay. We had absolutely perfect conditions for this paddle, but there was still a bit of swell that was most noticeable near to the cliffs. We thought about landing at Scratchell's Bay, but in the end decided to turn back and land at the more scenic Alum Bay. On the return journey, instead of paddling round the end of the lighthouse, we decided to paddle through one of the gaps between the Needles. Even on such a calm day, there were still some surprisingly large waves through the gaps. We're now approaching Alum Bay, where we're going to stop for lunch. Alum Bay is famous for its multicoloured sand cliffs. I couldn't possibly miss an opportunity like this, so it's time to fly the drone. The colours in the sand were formed some 70 million years ago by different mineral layers building up. Back on the water, and we're going to cross the Solent again to Hurst Castle. Hurst Castle was established by Henry VIII and was built between 1541 and 1544. It was designed to protect the western entrance to the Solent from attack by sea. Fitted with 26 cannons, at the time of its construction it was one of the most powerful forts on the British coast. Hurst Point Lighthouse is a much more recent addition, having been built in 1867. We get a great view here of where we've just paddled. As we return to Keyhaven, you can see that the water level is quite a lot lower than it was before. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this paddle as much as we did. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell. Drop me a comment if you can, that'd be great. And until next time, stay safe on the water.